Hello, students. This is the next part on Shashi Tharoor and the close study of his speech for grammar and vocabulary purpose. Okay, we have here a sentence. Violence and racism were the reality of the colonial experience. Colonial experience means British rule in India, and our task here is find the subject of this sentence. Subject usually comes in the beginning, so violence and racism, this is the subject. This V should be capital. Violence and racism is the subject, and this is a plural subject, violence and racism, hence it takes plural verb where. Violence and racism were the reality of the colonial experience. Next, proverb and idiom. And no wonder that the sun never set on the British Empire. And it was a popular idiom, or you can say proverb of those days, singing the glory of British Empire across most of the countries of the world. They used to say that the sun never set on the British Empire. But Shashi, this is a positive proverb, but Shashi Tharoor very cleverly makes use and humorously makes use of this idiom to talk about the negative side of British Empire, and that is because even God couldn't trust the English in the dark. Like a watchman or the person watching, the police watching the criminal, God wanted to watch them, and hence he is appropriate when Tharoor says even God couldn't trust the English in the dark. Hence the sun never set on British Empire. Nice it is. Then in formal English also, let me structure is very useful to express your own opinion. Let me take the World War first as a very concrete example. So you can try this construction in your writing and speech. Okay. Further, Tharoor says 1/6 of all the British forces that fought in the war, World War First, he is talking about the First World War, and out of the total British forces, 1/6 were Indian people. 1/6. And here is a calculation for you. If 36 million people in British forces fought in the First World War, how many people were Indians? This is for the sake of comprehension. Yes, 1/6, that is 6 million. Yes, 6 million. 54,000 Indians actually lost their lives in that war. In the First World War, how many Indians died? 54,000. And the expression used here for lost their lives. And there are other ways mentioned here. Die, these are all synonyms. Pass away. Lost their lives. Kick the bucket is to commit suicide, you know. And these are the different expressions associated with the verb to die. See, when you say to die, it is a direct way, and in newspaper you read pass away, he passes away, or he passed away. And this roundabout way of expression instead of saying he died, he passed away. This is very much useful and figurative. It is called euphemism. 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 Indirect way of expression. And these indirect ways are very much helpful in communicating the sad news. If you say someone directly died, it is not good, but indirect way of saying is very much helpful. So euphemisms are really useful. Change into passive voice. India supplied 17 million rounds of ammunition, 6 lakh rifles and machine guns. That was the help India provided to England. Now, which is the main verb? Supplied. Main verb. And object is the remaining part. 17 million rounds of ammunition, 6 lakh rifles and machine guns were supplied by India. This is the passive voice here. Two words, personal and personnel. What is the difference? And 1.3 million Indian personnel served in this war. Personnel and personal, these are confusing words. Personal is private, related to an individual, and personnel, this word personnel is about the employees who are paid salary. Personnel is a group of employees in a firm, company, an organization or institution. Okay, remember the difference, personal and personnel. Again, an interesting one here. Shashi Tharoor says, I know all this, the statistics about First World War, because the commemoration of the centenary has just taken place. He has attended the function of the centenary of the First World War. And what is the centenary? It is the celebration of the completion of 100 years. And here on the screen we have the explanation for these jubilee celebrations. Remember the spelling of jubilee. It is Jubilee, jubilee. And even marriage anniversaries, birthdays, they have these jubilee celebrations, or institutions celebrate, or the MNCs and companies, they celebrate their jubilees. When it is 25 years, it is called silver jubilee. After the completion of 50 years, it is called golden jubilee. After the completion of 60 years, it is called diamond jubilee. Then 70 years, platinum jubilee. And for century, it is a centenary, 100 years. Remember this? This is a useful expression. 25 years, silver jubilee. 50 years, golden jubilee. 60 years, diamond jubilee. 70 years, platinum jubilee. And centenary for 100 years. Again, calculations, the expressions here: billion, million, trillion, zillion and gugol. We are going to explain to you what these numbers mean. And Tharoor says this million, is equal to 10 lakh. The first number here, 1 million is 10 lakh. And We have other words here: billion, trillion, quadrillion, quintillion, sextillion, septillion, octillion, nonillion, and decillion. You can try finding the meanings of these words. You can take help of dictionary, e-dictionary, or you can take help of Google also. Here two interesting words we have: zillion, any large number, any big number is called a zillion. It is not the exact number. And this Google is the word from which we have Google. Actually, Google is a name of a number. And what is that number? 100 zeros. After 1, you write 1 and you write 100 zeros after that, and that becomes Google number. And the popular name Google is derived from this number, GOOGOL, and the spelling was appropriated. Now Google. That is helpful. Thank you very much.